So I enjoy hauling freight for Amazon. When it's great, I have found nothing better. But when it goes wrong, it really goes wrong. Let's get after it. So why was I ready to quit? Well, I lost early access. How did I lose early access? It's really a two-part story that feeds into one. The first part is my commercial auto policy was renewing on April 22nd. My old one ended the 21st at midnight. New one started April 22nd. Now, Amazon says, anytime there's an insurance change, be sure and let us know 5 days prior to it happening so we can, verify everything with RMIS. Me being the little overachiever I am, I actually did it 10 days prior. April 12th, I provided them the new information. They researched it, and everything like that. I was a little nervous going from the night of the 21st to the 22nd because they still had my old information on there. But sure enough, at midnight on the 22nd, they update it with the new policy. Everything's good, right? Okay, well, Sunday the 23rd, 2 days or almost 2 days after they've had the information, I go out, I'm doing all my stuff, had a great night, $1,300, was away from home for like 8 hours, all very local, all San Diego miles, basically. Good little night. Now they throw a load on there for Monday night, Monday the 24th, saying, they got a little $6 Poway to Otay. And I'm like, man, that'd be a great way to start my night. Gives me enough gap in my day to go home, do my little reset, my 10 hours. I can pick up the kids, rest a little bit, everything's good. I'm going home Monday the 24th with the load board running, seeing what else I can build off of that night. And all of a sudden this message comes up on my load board saying, load board access has been revoked. You're no longer compliant with our insurance minimums and all this stuff. So I immediately, from just learning this stuff in the past, I immediately call up RMIS and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Why is Amazon saying that this isn't right? And they're like, well, your old insurance did like a new filing on you. And I'm like, that's crazy. That insurance ended 3 days ago. Why did you accept this filing? That type of stuff. They're like, we don't, we only report what we receive. We don't really dig into it too much. So I call up my old insurance and I'm like, hey, why did you guys do a new filing? Here's the rub. I had canceled with them over the phone. And then they said, well, to cancel, we need it in writing. And they sent over like the DocuSign things. I had done all that stuff. I canceled everything on the phone in writing. I didn't cancel the auto payment. And now one would think that, with the auto payment, hey, I've canceled the policy. You're no longer authorized to charge, or, you're no longer my insurance company. But they're like, nope, we were still authorized to charge you. We did a new filing. Long story short, I take about an hour and a half out of my Monday day, get it all straightened out, I had to have my insurance that Amazon had since the 12th, my correct and current insurance, kind of reinstated. They had to do a new filing for me. We get it all straightened out. Was a mix-up for like an hour and a half. Well, here's the thing. During that hour and a half, I get everything straightened out on the phone, and I go back to Amazon to see if I have load board access. I do. But they've also automatically rejected the load, saying, carrier was suspended due to insurance stuff. Now, the only way you can get somebody with Amazon on the phone is to do like trip support. And so I immediately request trip support and say, hey, look, I didn't reject this load. You guys did. There was bad insurance information out there. The correct information, the stuff you've had on file since April 12th is still the same stuff. My old insurance and RMIS did something kind of weird. I have fixed it. Can you reassign me this load? And they said, nope, the load's been rejected. Best thing you can do is file a dispute. So next day, I file a dispute in real time. Amazon recently changed its process on this. It used to be you had to wait till Sundays to do a dispute. You can now do them in real time. If you'd like more information on that, I recently made a video about it. I'll put a link in the description below. But, basically file the dispute, wait a couple days, get the response back. And they're saying like, oh, the fix for this is being sure we have the information on file, changes to your insurance 5 days prior to when it happens. And I respond back to that dispute saying like 5 days, man, I did it 10 days prior. Like, please look at my information. You'll see the stuff that you've had on file since April 12th is the same stuff you have today. You just got bad information from my old insurance and RMIS and acted on that information. You rejected the load, not me. And, they responded back again with the same kind of rubber stamped response saying, be sure and do any insurance changes 5 days before. And it's like, and finally I kind of got a little bit tired of it. And I responded back with, I feel like you're just rubber stamping the same answer to me. You see insurance and you're like, let's give him this response. Please look at what I have had on file since April 12th. You'll see it's the same information today. You can see that there's, what you're suggesting me doing 5 days in advance. My process exceeded that and still didn't remedy the situation. So, but in the end, they said it was my fault. The rejection would count against my score and I lose early access. And you might be thinking, hey, it's just early access. Who cares? You can still work for them. Grade is everything with Amazon. Your grade dictates the money that you make. I would look at it like this. With early access, you're working for the full dollar. Without early access, you're working for 50 cents on the dollar. I could show you one of 1,000 examples. This is the one I chose. Here's an easy load going up to Poway, 41 miles. Going to take about an hour and 15 minutes of your time. You're in San Diego the whole time. Payouts $434. Now you do 5 of these in a day, you could gross $2,000 in a day. Now compare that to this one here going up to Eastvale, 122 miles, $269 total payout. This is going to take about 2.5 hours of your time. And in today's market, good luck finding something coming back from Eastvale. Chances are you're probably going to bobtail home. And this is probably the most important thing I've ever said about Amazon. And this goes out to all the people either just starting with them or kind of chomping at the bit, can't wait to start working for them. Think of how you're going to conduct your trucking business with them. Let's say you run your truck at a 99% efficiency level. Now you're killing it. You're crushing it. I'd congratulate you on that. But you know, that 1% that you don't make the mark on, let's say that 1% is the normal day-to-day stuff that comes up with trucking. This is like your flat tires, your dead batteries, your coolant leaks. Let's say a family member gets sick. Let's say you're on your way to a facility and get stopped at a roadside DOT inspection. These are all things where you're going to have to make a decision on, do I either want to be really late or do I want to cancel or reject the load? Now, take that 99% efficiency level and now start thinking about how many loads you're going to do a year. Each time you have a little mistake like that or something come up like that, it's going to cost you 6 weeks of early access. Now, if you do 200 loads a year at 99%, you don't have early access for 3 months. If you do 400 loads a year at 99%, you don't have early access for half the year. So what am I going to do over these next 6 weeks? The plan is just really take it easy with Amazon. Before, when I had that one rejection due to my coolant leak, I had this burning feeling in my stomach of like, okay, I need to kind of reprove myself. I'm going to grind it out in the truck for 6 weeks. Okay, I'll make less money, but I'll prove to you that, that mistake was my fault. On this one that I still don't really see it as being my fault, I have no desire to want to go back and prove myself. If you looked at my stats over the last year, I've run over 500 loads for Amazon. 499 of them have been perfect. On every metric they grade you on, they've been perfect, with that one being the rejection there for my coolant leak. But, I see a lot of negativity, a lot of hate towards Amazon as far as, people will put generic comments online saying like they don't respect their drivers, they don't treat their drivers well, but nobody ever specifically says like exactly what it is. I've been trying to put my finger on that since I started working for them. And if I were to have a complaint of my own, it would be that and a specific complaint, I would say that they've invented a grading system that takes good carriers and makes them feel compelled to, haul stuff at a cheaper rate, kind of due to of how they grade you. Think of your 99%. You do a 99%, 400 loads, you don't have early access for 6 months out of the year. That just doesn't quite feel right to me, but hey, it doesn't have to feel right to me. It's the way that they do it. And that being said, if you do want to work for Amazon, know that there's money to be made, but just have a plan B in place so that, if you do find yourself in the situation of, I don't really want to go out and work for 50 cents on the dollar today, that there's a plan B in place that you can make that happen. Appreciate you for watching. As always, I hope this video serves you well. Take care.